on Courier
It's
2
a
that
lot better
much.
than modern.
It's true. It's
I
true.
think I I think Sappy and I, like, as a reward for playing through modern, we should get to cast everything else.
Just everything, just
If
for the
you
rest
want,
of them.
yeah, go ahead.
No.
I mean,
A
I can take
reward
this
or a
as a
punishment?
I'll step out for this one because although Fingerprint is in this one, but yeah, not the biggest fan of Courtyard 2.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
That and taking out Purloin. I'm really not a big
Well,
fan
that's
of taking
fair.
out Purloin. Like I know that Purloin is if you're. I don't like taking out Purloin if you're going to do Fingerprint because I don't like stacking that many missions on top of statues.
I also don't like, I don't really like fingerprints on this map because it's very hard for the ambassador to really touch things with their grubby hands.
But I
Yeah,
think I agree with the sentiment that Purloin and Fingerprint are about the same level of toughness on this map because it's actually Purloin's fairly easy to track for snipers, for good snipers, and Fingerprint, while may not be as easy to track, it's also not as easy to accomplish. So I feel like it's sort of like a wash whichever one you pick to do, and I think because snipers are less used to doing Fingerprint still, it's maybe even easier to do than Purloin, and there's always a thing that you get to win with only 4 soft tails, not doing any hard tails.
Oh yeah, no, I say keep Fingerprint, drop Swap. I don't like keeping Swap in lieu of
But
Purloin.
Swap's the best mission ever.
Oh, fuck it on. I hate it on Courtyard 2. I mean, I'll definitely agree with Purloin. Of all the maps that Purloin is on, this is the hardest map to get away with Purloin. You have an amazing angle on the tray at all times. It's never blocked.
yeah, you pretty much need a green or just really lucky timing.
Are we done talking about missions and ready to cast?
Never.
Yeah.
Cats?
Who's
No,
casting?
we're okay.
Not
I'll
me.
go ahead and cast since I like Courtyard 2.
Maybe Kikar, you want to cast yourself?
Yeah, I can get this stuff. It's fine.
All right. Okay, I'm muting.
I'll watch some Spy View because I know Sniper View a little bit better.
Okay, I'll watch your review then.
Aceman decides to stay in this irrelevant CC and just sit for a bit, which is probably a good decision against me. Yeah, a whole lot of things to say.
Yeah, looks like you're just going for normal cast low light, which I don't do.
But it's something great to do when you have nothing else to do when you're watching the party. I don't know.
I don't need it. Okay, and what's going on here? Okay.
There's some pretty terrible pathing. I think I shoot for the pretty terrible pathing.
Yeah, okay, looks like you get stuck on white jacket. Yeah, yeah, okay. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I see it and shoot.
It's also kind of interesting that Kikar didn't highlight McGee, who was the first one to pick up the briefcase. Like he walked literally like maybe a few feet to pick up the briefcase, and then dropped it, and then didn't even bother returning it back.
Oh, that's pretty good. It was a pretty good sit down. Like I wouldn't put it past Iceman for doing.
It was a really good sit down, but I'm just impressed that Kikar didn't highlight, like knowing.
I don't know if you should be impressed with that. I think I either missed it or wasn't paying attention to a briefcase that early. I think I was probably getting.
It's definitely an impressive thing because Kikar would have saw this, and two, you don't want to be highlighting people when the spy has done nothing yet, and the spy has done nothing yet. Like you don't you can get a bunch of highlights early on, but those are just kind of worthless highlights unless you want to track everybody who's even tried to do fingerprints. But
all right, pathing sucks. You guys go again. Not even worth. All right.
looks like a good time to banana bread.
Banana bread.
Yep, there we go. Oh, that was pretty good. Looks like he's getting a few low lights there.
Actually,
Not
it's a
too
lot
many.
of lowlights. Pretty good lowlights from Iceman.
Yeah, it looks like one of those conversations cleared right as you did it.
Yeah, unfortunate cases of. Oh, I remember this game. I think this is one of the games where I'm like, I hate the AI. I shouldn't spoil things, but
Hey, ooh, pretty good Purloin there. Making good progress here. Following, okay.
yeah, I don't.
Could be a good time to. I would probably just try and spec swap here.
Yeah, I think I was at least considering it at this point, and I decided to take the less risky play of trying to finish the deuce. I was trying to gauge how likely it was that Iceman would come around and jack the statue, but I think you're right that inspect there is very viable.
Yeah, well, it looks like making pretty good progress here.
You really like patting yourself on the back.
No. But I mean, I think that if I were watching it, if I didn't know it was going to happen, I would say that this game was pretty won because I don't see a highlight. I don't think he knows who did the purloin, and
Yeah, you're completely under the radar here. He has no clue. And you're kind of going around the statue here. That might, be a bit suspicious if he was.
Yeah, I actually think that it could be reasonable to shot for that just because it was
yeah, if he was watching, yeah, that's a definite shot. Oh, so unfortunate.
Yeah, that wasn't even a red test. He wasn't there for that long.
Yeah, it looks like it says action.
Yeah, this is where the ST is just evil. I probably should have. I don't know why I didn't go closer. There might have been someone in the way.
There are some really things that I really like about this game. At 225, he has banana bread and a float bend. He is on track. With his green purloin, he's really he's ahead, and with his inspects, he's super far ahead. But even when he's ahead, he does. Keycard doesn't really. Keycard still plays safe. If you look at 151, as he approaches the seduction target, he could take the short path and go right close to Banana Man, but Keycard takes the extra time to wrap around Banana Bread and then flirt, which is, I really like how he takes the few extra seconds to take the hard spawn conversation to flirt.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good catch. But most spies would just go right to the shortest path, and that would get me. I would tend to highlight for something like that.
Yeah, it's nuts. Actually, you like a lot of times, like it's like, ooh, bad luck with the AI, stuff like that. Except for it's like it happened 3 times in a row.
Well, the last time was a red flirt, so it was my fault.
Oh, really?
But at the very end, when I failed the flirt at the very end, that was because I red flirted. But that being said, I really should have won that game, and it was just frustrating that my ST was just like not cooperating.
It's crazy that you got it off and started it in time where he just booked it like the second that you were about to hit white, and then it would have been done.
Won me the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like even if you were able to chase him down and just like Twitch flirt, kind of like, let's say Twitch flirts are still in the game, you would have won because he had like nothing on you. He was focused in on the 2 sisters basically.
Yeah, but then he goes into conversation with ambassadors blocking the best position in the conversation for me to be. I think I picked the wrong place in that conversation to go. And then either at that point I should have just swapped and just given up on the flirt, time added, which I was thinking about, or not botch the flirt at the end, as the red flirt. But either way, it was sort of very frustrating because I had done good management in the very beginning of the game, and then it just gets totally derailed.
I think going to that conversation, like at 33 seconds, that's where Kikar lost the game. Entering that conversation at that point, Kikar knew that the ambassador was going to leave pretty soon, like within 5 seconds. And if he just waited at the windows for a few seconds and then went up right close to the Banana Man, then he could have won. But instead, he opted to go on the opposite side to do a bad flirt and then run
I
away.
think you're right. I think what happened was that after the SC left the first time when I was about to win, I thought I had the game in the bag, and then I sort of lost my goal probably because it's like very frustrating. And so I'm like, okay, I just need to get this flirt done. Let me get it done, rather than calmly thinking about, okay, what's the best way for me to actually finish this flirt. But
I mean, like, I think actually still, like, going for the only thing that I would say is, like, a mistake, I would still go for the flirt, like, try to force it. The only thing was, after the red flirt,
the red flirt happens at the very end.
Right, that's what I'm saying, you just had to time ad. Yeah, that was it. But it is so hard to do. Like I've lost a lot of games in the same way where I'm chasing like Amba or something, trying to get a last second bug in, and they're just moving away from me when I should have just seen that they're moving away and just sucked it up and added time because that was the only way that I was gonna have anything, rather than just die in pursuit of an objective.
Yeah, but it's always a very frustrating way to lose a game. It's like you play it well and then just ends up poorly, but it happens.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think you played it really well. Like, you got all the missions done in basically a minute, and then you had 2 minutes to flirt. And like, not only that, you had all the missions done and one flirt in. So all you had to do was get two good flirts in, and that was gonna be game. And it was just that seduction target was just evil. All right, pen up. I'll hop in for this one.
Pen up.
I'll take it.
Someone else can take it if they want.
I'll take
other
it.
than me. Oh.
Cool. All right, Iceman and Spy.
Who? Wait, it's Viri and Kletos at the moment, or is Viri and Slappy?
Very slappy.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, I haven't been updating the score. That was the... Okay, Iceman took both of the moderns, right?
Iceman is ahead by 1, so it should be like, or 2, because he took, so it's like 3-2, 3-1, I think.
Yeah, 3-1, because he took both the moderns and then you split Courtyard.
This is the 5th map, so it should be 3-2.
Oh, if it's the 5th map and we haven't finished it yet, shouldn't it be 3-2 after again?
You're right. I'm stupid.
Yeah, no, I know.
We
you're
know,
stupid.
we know.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
I think it's actually kind of... Do you think it's fortunate that the AI gave him no choice to be at this statue?
I think it's fortunate, but he also immediately took control and took advantage of it. So yeah, it's a little fortunate that it's not so much what the AI control did, like put him at that statue. It's just where you happen to spawn. You happen to spawn in the corner at a statue you can pretty well block. So yeah, it's fortunate, but he took advantage of it.
It's fortunate that he got a highlight.
True. I mean, like, well, he gets the highlight for the inspect.
If I was steering towards the statue so early on, I usually try to like run away.
No, if it's gonna take me a few steps, I'll definitely run away from statues.
I don't like being in conversation with... I kind of like being in conversation with the ambassador for that, he's not doing anything guaranteed. But at the same time, I think you'd want the ambassador to move somewhere so that way people can be threatening the bug and other people will be getting highlights. But it's a decent choice by X-Men, but two possibilities.
Oh, is he gonna no. Good restraint on his part, actually. Sometimes when Ambassador is walking by me on in front of the windows on Panop, I can't help but do a reverse drive-by bug when it's awful, because you're waving in the worst possible way at the sniper, who can just whip around and see it.
Also, interrupt.
Yeah, he did.
But
He did.
I like that. I also like it that he knew that the sniper wasn't going to leave because someone was threatening the purloin, which might have been why Iceman knew not to bug.
Actually, possibly could have gone a low lid on green dress there. It was a. I actually kind of like that for maybe
wrap.
trying. Yeah, exactly. Like it was a good wrap where she aborted the statue grab and she wrapped in front of Banana Man and then behind brown dress.
Well, I just low light for even trying it. If we're trying it and doing it pretty decently, because well, spies just don't do it because they'll just crash and not move and all that crap.
Totally
I like
innocent
going in
statue.
and going for a third inspect,
Mm-hmm.
but he's going to be running out of time for a little bit. Either this will get him a neutral light and he'll be close to finishing, or it's going to be hard for him to finish. No banana bread has gone off, so Keycar should know not to shoot.
The one thing I don't like is going for blue. Is he? Did he see the green? Must not have seen it. If it was white, he was going to die for sure. But I don't.
The action test transfers are actually surprisingly effective on this map because I think people just kind of assume that it's.
Oh, that bug.
I think people just assume that you're going to be going from yellow to red, so the sniper spends more time looking at that rather than for the actual action test.
The only thing I have to say about that is if I could guarantee green tests, I would actually like transfer on this map quite a bit, where green tests even aren't invisible. The thing that I hate about trying to do transfers on this one is the sniper is really unpredictable of where they're going to be. In a few moments, they whip around. So if you start a white test where you're completely clean and the sniper's nowhere nearby, they can just whip over and see that white test and just shoot you. So I mean,
that white test is so long. It's
yeah.
I've gotten away with quite a few white tests on this map when the sniper could have glanced over, and this be against KCM and.
Yeah, no, I mean like it works sometimes. So the fact you have to do it it just feels so risky. And the thing that's really a bummer is once you do the first one, you're locked in. You can't even finish the mission until you do it again, regardless, because you maybe put it back in, then put it on the wrong shelf. You have to do it one more time, put it back in. But yeah, I mean, I agree where definitely people aren't looking for it, but it's still so long that I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a moot point because he didn't get caught for that. He got caught for the bug. But
I actually think he got caught for it and not the bug.
really?
All the way around. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw the. I wasn't positive. I'm not the best at catching these, but I've gotten a little bit better. But I think I saw something funky with the arm, and then I was watching him, and then I think I missed the bug because actually, if you watch it, it's pretty nice. But he does the pass by the ambassador, choose the yellow bookshelf after having green and blue, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely a shot I need to take.
Yeah, that's a very interesting bug because that bug is is actually surprisingly invisible.
yeah, it looked pretty bad from the spy view, but from a sniper view, it was actually quite invisible, but it missed anyway, and yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that it missed. But yeah, like the one spot it would have been visible. Yeah, the pillar, like the sky blue, blocked the first half, and the pillar blocked the last little tiny bit of the arm movement. But yeah, I think I do believe Kikar on the green test thing. Now that I look at it, when you're looking at the replay, when I was in spy view, I didn't think there was any way that he was going to be on the right side of the map for it. But he whips over right in time to see the not so much even the arm, but that weird little head thing that they do when they put in the green microfilm. It just looks like a popped animation, basically.
I think I tend to see the weird arm thing moving back and forth quickly, or the quick movement from the arm is more than the head pop is how I tend to see microfilms, but I don't know.
That's true. It could just be sniper preferences.
I'm sure other people look for the head thing. I just find that harder to see especially with these kinds of characters. Like if you're watching general, it's a lot easier to see.
One of the super unfortunate things about this game is that it looked like anyone who visited statues got a highlight, and only 3 people have visited statues. I'm just going back and forth trying to find anyone who goes to statues, but really throughout that entire game, 3 people. And that's not any criticism of Keycar because he also gets a lot of really good lowlights. 12 lowlights is nothing to scoff at. That's pretty incredible. I get 9 myself.
Scoff.
Scoff!
All right, second game of Pan-Up. Who's taking it?
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
All right. Viri and Klitos. All right. Y'all set?
Yes.
I'm ready. Not quite conspiracy.
Not quite. Good old orange dress.
Which is really unfortunate because Orange Dress is going nowhere.
Yep, good time to... Oh, nice
wow,
little
actually.
seduction. Thank you, ST.
That is quite fortunate because Kip didn't even know about the seduction. He wasn't even looking around to see what he could take advantage of. At least I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was planning that. Yeah, kind of early statue. I don't know if you highlight... Oh, I guess Iceman doesn't really highlight for statues.
Iceman did a fake highlight, I think, on Blue Dress, so... I mean, in Orange Dress, clearly saw the laser on Blue Dress multiple times. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Jason seduction, possibly, definitely.
That's pretty good on the seduction. That's going to make doing the rest of his missions very flexible. You've been seeing people tapping out because they're locked into doing 2 seductions in a row. Quite unfortunate that the seduction chased him all the way to
Yeah,
the
so
statues because
the poor timer's not gonna run out.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Is
now
that a
it
grid
will.
swap? Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Did he see him at the statues at all?
Well, he's not highlighting, so it's. I don't think Iceman really cares. It looks like it might take a while because no one is approaching the statues yet. No, that's Polka Dots approaching the statues. So, Keycard knows who is swapping the statue. So, if Banana Bread happens, he's going to be looking at where Polka Dots is, I think.
Oh, he purloined, so that's... I don't know about that. I don't know about that
That's
choice.
a pretty good time to. That's a pretty good time rolling because Iceman is looking at. He's evaluating what could be happening for the swap if he noticed the swap.
Yeah, I guess so, but it sort of eliminates the swapper as
Green
as a
purloin, so
spy.
he can't even do that.
Yeah.
130, and he needs a deuce and presumably Banana Bread.
Ooh, that was
I
almost
don't
bad
think he can
passing,
get
but
there.
he
I
saved
don't
it
think
there.
he can finish flirt here.
Not
Nope.
quite.
Oh, that was white, so could have won the green.
A good time to bug? No.
Banana bread.
It's kind of nice to do Banana Bread when the double agent is taking a drink because the double agent is guaranteed not to leave during that time.
Yeah, looks like he's pretty well got it here. Been completely under the radar here. No highlights or even lowlights. Yeah, pretty good game
Well
overall.
done. Very well paced. Excellent job on the hardtails. Maybe part of that might be that's Iceman. Part of that just might be that's Iceman doesn't know how to play
This game?
play maps. Like you don't see very many highlights or lowlights. But that doesn't prevent that doesn't really prevent the fact that Keycard did this pretty well.
Yeah, I tend to get pretty lost on this map when I'm sniping as well. It's gonna be a bit overwhelming. But yeah, I would at least highlight statue visits. I guess I don't know if Iceman just doesn't do that at all or what.
There might be a fear of like, if like 10 billion people visit statues, then your highlights are worthless. But at the very least, you know who's visited. Like, it's better than having nothing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm kind of ready for the next one.
It looks like one interesting thing though is I don't think Iceman ever sees the swap.
Don't think so. Yeah, maybe not.
He never goes back over to the left. I'm trying to look for it. He definitely he lowlights the swapper too, like the person that got. Yeah, he never went back to see the swap, which is weird because it's like so ingrained into Panop. It's statues, purloin bug, statues, purloin bug kind of a thing.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're a camper.
It's true.
This part of like luck is that there is so many AI and highlights on the right side of the map that the left side is like very barren. There's no reason to look on the left side of the map for the swap.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing though.
That's actually a pretty good low light, because the polka dots is on the wrong statue. Like, why would you stick around that swapped statue? Like, a spy would just like GTFO.
But yeah, no, good game by Kikar.
Actually, polka dots actually visits 3 statues in a row.
All right, so I forgot who Kikar won that one, right? So we're tied up at 3.
Yeah, tied up at 3.
All right, I'll hop in for this one. Anyone else want to cast with me? Modern?
I guess I'll do this one.
Perfect.
You mean gallery? Or?
Oh, I always call, because I think of it like a modern art to me. It always looks like modern art. Modern doesn't look like modern. Just like a modern Via thing. I wish you could call it like, I don't know, porch. Stupid modern. Yeah, I always call gallery modern because I think it was modern art. Anyways, yeah, step into the gallery. Let me make sure I'm not muted. I am not. And Kletos, or no, Kikar. Kikar's casting with me?
Yes, that's right.
Perfect. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. I'll do mostly spy, or no, sorry, I'll do mostly sniper since you're going to be doing spy.
Yeah, I'll do spy so I can see what Iceman's actually doing. Yeah.
Long reject. I think he actually does reject in time where it wasn't just a timeout reject.
It seems reasonable timing. It's always risky to do it too quickly if you're paying attention. But
yeah, I'm always a little split on whether or not to like reject in kind of a suspicious way when it's a normal reject where you kind of make the sniper paranoid about watching Purloin, but you also make him paranoid about you. So there's a little bit of a split there in what I like to do.
No Purloin on this one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
no Purloin anyway, but that microfilm was nice. Lots of cover, green test. There's basically no way you can see that. I mean, you can, but it's hard.
Yeah, just making up excuses. There's no way. This game's impossible.
It was a good flag from Iceman, and it is possible to guard, and it is reasonable to. I'm surprised I didn't highlight him for that, because I tend to highlight people who go to that position to add the bookcase, because it is that suspicious. That was a nice briefcase run away.
And what? Interesting if he's gonna swap. Oh no, I think he thinks he's highlighted at this point.
Swap,
He does.
I actually think I completely missed the swap.
Oh yeah, he does get the green. Nice aggressive swap.
Yeah, I like, especially if you can get the green here. It is a nice swap. And I like how the changes for the green test actually buff this kind of a swap, because he does the does a swap and block for you.
Interesting. He also does the there's a swap and block, but he also banana breads with no DAs in conversation at all, where you're going to be thinking he's actually behind on missions because you knew that one was a fake. So it's interesting. I mean, obviously, you didn't know that there wasn't the other conversation in the DA in it, but the faking was interesting when he's got one hardtail done. He's probably not jumping for another inspect. The only thing he does need to seduce. Oh, you zoom in at just the wrong time for
Yeah.
the white. That's unfortunate. I wonder if he's gonna bother BBing a second time if he's just gonna inspect seduce.
I
Oh,
don't
he's
think
got
so.
very little time though. He's got to do something.
Yeah, the big piece there wasn't a great move. He needs to inspect or seduce.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough time to seduce. Like he's committing to bug or contact at this point.
Yep. Contact probably makes the most sense.
Oh, and he snaps. Oh, and he dies.
Yeah, he died to
Unfortunate.
the snap.
That
Would have had enough time probably to banana bread.
I think he might have been a suspect for the 2 buck cases, at least a little bit, because I don't always highlight suspects, but I don't remember. I think I was fairly fortunate that he snapped and then I caught him and shot him.
This is something that Sappy Davis has touched on earlier. That is, inspects and flirts are, they just take a long time, and if you don't get them done fairly early, then you're going to be rushing for time. Like, Pro1 isn't there if you're really desperate to get a 4th mission done. You just can't do inspects in 30 seconds. You can't do flirts in 30 seconds in the same way you can do swap or bug or Pro1.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that okay, so the inspect finished. I'm trying to figure out if he he just didn't put it back down fast enough. If he had clicked put down right when it finished, he actually wasn't going to snap. But I think that he noticed that he could have put it down, then freaked out, and then put it down, and then did the awful snap motion that gets him killed.
Have we seen Iceman attempt bug before?
Yeah, we saw it on Panopticon.
Alright.
Also on
On
modern,
yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of cheating.
Everything on modern is cheating.
Yeah. There's these random guys. I just like modern, like Sharper. I think is another one of the modern players. Is it? I can't remember. There's some people that put in Sharper.
Likes modern too.
Yeah. So every once in a while, I have to play modern on that awful map where it's a good play. I mean, Iceman was correct in doing modern. He clearly had more practice at it, and he knew how to play it. It's actually pretty smart to put in a map like modern where a lot of players just hate modern and don't play it. It's kind of like putting a great set versus me would be full of modern and balcony, because I dislike the maps, and so I don't practice enough on them, and they're just good ways to pick up wins. Same thing for Kaylee, I'd imagine.
Well, to be honest, any map is an easy win against you.
Uh-huh.
So Iceman actually got 2 subs. The other sub was Ballroom pick 4 of 6.
Huh. That's
that was
interesting.
fun to get it.
Yeah, I like it. Pick 4 of 6 on Ballroom.
Oh.
Which is I guess the super old way was what? Pick 4 of 5 was the original way, and that was kind of it was actually pretty balanced because we were all really bad at snipers back then. But pick 4 of 5 just sounds awful now. Anyways, who's jumping on for the second game in gallery?
I'll jump on.
I'll jump on.
Perfect.
Hey, grabbing a book. Uh-oh. Hey, nothing happening there.
As long as he recovers by doing something, I think it should be fine.
Oh man.
Try it for a bug. I mean, that's usually a really good place to bug.
Yeah, that's a pretty
all
good.
the statues.
About the best positioning, so probably wouldn't have been noticed.
Only problem was just the timing. Going for the bug again. Got it. But that's okay, he went to the shelf. 1 minute later, he finally has what he originally came for.
Going
There's
for
actually a
action
pretty decent
test, okay.
cover for action tests, which happens.
Yeah, that conversation is pretty thick right there. That works for you. Ooh, and here we go. Pretty lucky here.
If the seduction target leaves with that book, then he could pick up another flirt, but he doesn't want to save for that long, so. And one of the things that KTM really likes to do is, in order to guarantee a second flirt, he'll pick up whatever book the seduction has.
Yeah, I tend to do that on occasion.
Pretty decent chance to maybe banana bread, but there are a few people at statues, so might as well do the other specs.
Yeah, and I guess Iceman doesn't highlight for statues, so inspect's pretty safe.
Well, also, there's like, keep on notice that 1 billion people have been at statues already, so, you know, if he does, even if he does get a highlight, a lot of other people will get,
Oh, looks like just him.
oh yeah, just,
No, that was a highlight for the path, I assume. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Oh, that's fine.
he's gonna need to, like, flirt and leave. Oh, well, speaking of flirting and leaving, right?
Yeah.
Very short on time, 1 inspect, 1 flirt, 1 transfer, so that's pretty much like back-to-back-to-back missions, and he'll still need to do 1 mission, and he's highlight. And that doesn't even take into account all the walking that he has to do, because he spends almost 30 seconds walking from the back to the front. We can't even put the blue book in the red bookshelf because he's already done an action test microfilm.
Banana bread.
Okay, I guess that maybe that was a pretty awkward path, or just too much.
Yeah, so I believe that the highlight on me was because I left statues pretty early, and that's something that Iceman watches for. But, yeah.
Yeah, let me see. See.
Interesting. I think you're right because he doesn't highlight you when you're just at statues, and obviously doesn't highlight anyone else.
To be that quick though. I mean, it looks like
He's
pretty normal.
it was also kind of like taking a really long path on the ambassador, like intentionally avoiding the ambassador almost. I mean, I don't know if
Maybe.
I noticed that or not.
I don't think he stayed at the statues for any unreasonable length.
That's true. No, because he was in the second at waist animation, so he was he was fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hard to tell. I mean, it was still a good shot.
I guess that's just an unfortunate highlight. And also, it looks like Iceman noticed green dress, like staying in that conversation for almost no time at all. And then you notice that Iceman, like ever since he leaves that conversation, lickety split, he just always keeps green dress in vision.
Yeah, at the end it's sort of unfortunate because I have to rush and there's no way to win without the rush, but he catches it well. And there's an awkward path to book guys.
Yeah, it was a little bit awkward.
I'm ready for the next one.
Alright, it is High Rise. Who wants
Ooh,
it?
407, I'd like to take this one.
Alright,
Anyway, I'll take it too.
perfect.
Okay.
Alright, High Rise, Iceman as Spy, 4-7. Oh, maybe mute myself.
Yep.
Yep.
Empty conversation. What the? What? Did you see that?
Toby
There might
slide?
have been lag. I think we were playing with lag, so it might have been from there. Oh yeah, so that's something that happened in this entire set. There was some amount of lag, but I didn't think it was too bad to have to restart. So.
Unfortunately, did not get the flirt with Yellow Danger. And as one of few highlights, Kipar is looking very far left of the thing. Well, now he's looking right, but it's only to check on the statues.
I think you can almost safely play to the left because most of the stuff happens there.
And most of
then
the stuff happens left, but it's still useful to know if like blue dress goes rightwards or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think you note it, but I don't think it's as. I think most of the people stay towards the left. I don't know.
Banana bread.
Keycard getting the perfect low lights. Highlighting brown dress for potential banana bread and Ren, but that's the wrong person. And he neutralizes appropriately when he talks with the person who joins the conversation. And Keycard, I think, is rotating around to make sure he sees purple dress's elbows. Um, 150 with I don't.
It's yeah. I think Iceman needs to go do things.
Yeah, he needed to do something with that book, by nature of that book being.
I think he's gonna get away with it. The plant is actually a really nice block for the transfer microphone.
The plant is actually a surprisingly good cover.
And it also fits into the way that I play. Sometimes I'll give up half of a transfer just to know that they've done it. Like to have not know that they've done it, but like remember them, that they've been at that bookcase.
I think Keycard recognized that purple dress returned to the same conversation. And Iceman saying there for only a few seconds is going to be really kind of suspicious of purple dress. Thinking of shooting purple dress without scoping.
Okay, that was a little weird there. What was that dancing about?
That's a second zoom in with a scope. And he's going to be looking for the green swap. I don't think Iceman is going to die here.
I'm just wondering what the heck Iceman's doing with that little, he does a little 360 there near the end.
Maybe just dancing. Oh, yeah. He knew that I was gonna shoot him and was just trying to figure out how to put the book back without me shooting. I don't think I actually saw the swap. I sort of forgot about it, but I had already decided to shoot purple dress, so I don't think it mattered.
The thing that I kind of want to call attention to is actually, someone can talk about this when I find the exact timestamp. Alright, so I see the timestamp. At 1:40, purple dress goes into conversation, then leaves to put the red book back, and then returns to the same conversation. I think that's the point when purple dress became the top suspect, because ever since that, Keycard has been keeping purple dress in full vision. Even doing so much as rotating all the way around to see if to verify the swap has happened or not. It could be.
I think it's
if
reasonable.
Keycard wants to correct me.
I don't always remember exactly when things happen, but I think I was definitely suspicious of her, and that could have been part of the reasoning.
I don't think anyone else has anything to say, so let's get the show on the road.
Yep.
I am a little surprised that he went for the second microfilm thing, because I understand that he had that halfway done with the microfilm, but he also had another fingerprint. Like he could have just gone for the fingerprint. Just I don't know.
That was actually a pretty good cover, so that just might be Iceman knowing what the what is right. Like it happens exactly at 14.1, and the only thing you can see is the head moving, and because the subduction target is at the statues. Just click on 14.1 and you'll see what I mean.
But I feel like he should have bugged and not transferred. That bug is usually really good.
Yeah, I think Bug would have been better too. But but that was,
I love the
but then there's
dancing
also
at
the
the end.
time constraint.
Yeah, I like dancing behind the screen. I think because he knew he was done. I mean, he realized that the only reason he ever stopped dancing was he had to actually finish the 4 missions to get the countdown started. So he's just trying to put the book back in, and then I'm sure he was going to dance behind General Moore because it's hard to shoot behind the screen. And then the way you get out of the screen is you actually rotate far away around. And maybe he can make a run for the main room.
I wonder if it's harder or easier to dance behind the screen because, like, it might be harder because you don't know how, like, exactly where the laser is, but it could be easier because, it's a little bit more obfuscated. You don't know 100% if, like, there's someone, like, right behind you without, like, spending an extra millisecond verifying the shot.
Yeah, I feel like just snipers are nervous about taking the shot, and I usually actually don't like dancing to make them miss the shot. I just like my favorite dancing is just to actually make it time out, where they actually don't even get the satisfaction of pulling the trigger. That's my favorite one, and sometimes they hesitate too much because they're like, can I actually get to them? And they just hesitate a little bit too long behind the screen. I haven't been able to do it a lot, so I'll definitely have to try it out. But I
don't
like the
think
screen.
this is intentional, but at like 10 seconds, if you play at 10 seconds, there are like the ambassadors in front of like Iceman positioned the ambassador between himself and the sniper, and also the general is right next to him.
What was the
So I think
timestamp?
that's like seconds. Yeah, 10 like 10.5 ish. If you look at, especially if you look at it from the if you look at it from the sniper side, you'll see that's a pretty hard shot to line up.
Yeah, that's pretty good, especially because like with I think that might be are these the widest like pillars in the game? The corners of the screen.
Yeah, those are the widest corners. That's the widest pillar.
Right, the widest thing that you can shoot through, but
Unless
you
if
don't get to see
consider
it all.
Unless if you consider the curtains, but the curtains you can shoot through.
Oh yes, that's true. The curtains, but yeah, as
Like,
far as like a
that's so
dynamic
close to
cover,
curtains, so.
yeah. As far as like you can pretty much fit your entire body inside of it. Where getting into curtains would be pretty tough to get back there.
I'm ready.
All right. I guess I'll take this one. Who else is going?
I'll go.
All right. All right. Kikar Spy. Let me make sure I'm not muted. Yep, we're good.
Yep.
Although I had the thing up. Okay. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
We're grabbing a book pretty quickly, running away possibly.
Let's see. It's Kikar. He's probably just gonna put it back innocently. It's kind of hard to try to make the run for it.
That's a little weird, honestly. I would have just booked it.
It's like transfer is just so rough on this map. Like I love all the changes that have been made. I like the second screen. I like the bushy bush. I like the curtains. I still feel like it's still pretty hard. I mean, hopefully it gets to the point where snipers are just never looking for it, and so it actually becomes viable again. But I don't know. The thing is, it's really tough to do a mission like microfilm right off the bat, because it just sucks to die so early before you get to do anything else, and you're banking it all on like finishing one mission.
Yeah, well, I would have at least taken it with me and walked around with it for a while.
I guess that's true. Ooh.
I don't know. I was watching from spy view. I'm not sure how it
Same.
looked.
I think it was good though, but I mean that's a really thick wall where it's got both the wall in the back and the curtains in the front, and he was making a rotation right as it happened. He was making a rotation, so I think he was suspicious of it because he realized that the ambo was in a vulnerable spot. But I think it's clean, especially by the fact that it's not highlight.
Yeah, looks like he got away with it. Going for last inspect.
I'm guessing he's gonna inspect, seduce, and the question is whether he's gonna try to force the fingerprint. I'm assuming
like,
he's in contact.
Looks
But
like Iceman's looking at fingerprint here.
Kind of a weird path, but didn't
Yeah,
stand
not
out too much. Yeah.
Okay, one more flirt to finish it.
He's got a minute and a half, but right now I'm assuming the plan is seduce and contact. So, oh well, I guess there it goes. Is that the real one?
User
Yeah, well, the
disconnected
real
from
one's
your
all by
channel.
himself there.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he might be cursing the AI again because he needs.
Yeah, well,
Oh, he's gonna force it. That's
I
good.
guess.
He does do the before the grab, but I don't think that's too bad. I think he needed to risk it to make sure that he got the flirt in and it wasn't
Yeah,
depending completely on
yeah,
it.
it can be pretty rough to do that. Okay, oh, now he takes it with him. Yeah, that's a good option. You never know when the double agent's going to enter a conversation, and he's probably not in the last 30 seconds here.
I guess I actually do like it at the end like this, where if double agent doesn't get into a conversation, you have a way to end the game if you
Yeah,
need
definitely.
to, without going to a swap. And that's what he's gonna try.
And probably gonna get him.
Well, I think he's second guessing. I think the hesitation's gonna he is trying to shoot. He's trying to shoot. Oh, barely.
Yeah, should have danced.
Yeah, he should have. I think though the fact that he didn't shoot when he was passing past the first opening made him
Probably thought he was
comfortable.
safe.
Exactly. Where sometimes I don't dance when I really wish I had. I think that was one of the circumstances where if he had gotten behind that conversation, he might have gotten shot. But I think he'd be able to buy a second and a half. But that was actually a real great shot by Iceman, where he was keeping a hold on the microphone right at the end of the game. Where when I'm focusing on the end of the game, I'm watching bug, swap, and contact for this map, or Purloin if it's in too. Where I'm not usually worrying about the other missions. I'm worried about the wishes that they can actually get done right away.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, pretty good from both ends, really. It's just that DA just never really got into a conversation, so.
Yeah, I think he
unfortunate.
definitely wanted to obviously do the contact. It was unfortunate when there's the suspected double agent came in. Where if that was the real double agent, he was in the clear and he would have won. So he got unlucky with. I wonder if the real double agent was actually pathing to. No, he was never pathing there. But still.
Yep, it's just tough on this map with only 2 circles.
Yeah. All right. I think Viri hopped out of the channel, so it's just us 3. I like casting Veranda, so I'll take the next couple. Who would like to go?
Kick our here at all?
I'm here. Just give me a
Oh.
second. I can take the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a little break. I'll be right back.
Perfect. All right, so we're on the first veranda. Iceman is spy.
I'm good.
Okay, let me make sure I'm. Yep, looks good. Oh, I didn't update the thing. Let's see.
We're tied.
You're tied still. Okay, so now it's 4-4. Yeah. All right. All right, you all set?
Yep.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And you are sniper, so I will go sniper.
Yeah. I'll watch spy. Yeah, the inspector is a decent idea. I think I've debated whether to highlight inspections vendor because you just sometimes get so many inspections. Why did it highlight low like that?
Interesting. It's interesting that you must just I think it was accidental. Yeah. Ooh.
I actually think I catch the time ad here, which is very unusual. I don't typically look for time ads.
Well, it's interesting because I wasn't sure if you're going to catch it because it was right after you highlight, and usually right after you highlight someone, you're looking for the next thing. It's like, all right, I grabbed this highlight, and now I'm going to look for someone else. So it came right after, but it does look like you saw something because
I
you
definitely
did a lot of
backed
low
it
lights.
because it looks like I'm baiting the transfer. I was hoping he would cheese. I think I was baiting the cheese,
Mhm.
but
It's actually an innocent conversation. It's kind of interesting because he actually still has a lot to do. Although I guess he did time out, so he's got a little bit of time to kill if he needs to. Oh, I don't
that
like that.
timing
Yeah.
was bad.
Like, he actually, the first part of that bounce was actually really good if he had just gone back around the
Yeah.
CC or something. Oh, and. Oh, you
I mean, the cough
almost
he would've
missed,
gotten shot
actually.
anyways. It was just a matter of time, and then he decided to cough. But
Yeah. I have to say, sometimes I actually lose in situations like that where I feel like I have to shoot in the next 2 seconds whenever there's a cough, just because it's like, oh, it's obviously you. Where you're hovered over Blue Dress, who's a low light, who in the heat of the moment sometimes you don't notice when you're highlighting low lights. So actually, very good of you to be a little bit patient and make sure that you had the right person selected.
well, I've lost games before where I shoot the wrong person by accident. It's
It's
so
true.
frustrating.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. But we're on the next game. I think I don't think there's a lot to say about that game. I think he got caught on the time ad, which is I think like a lot of people, it's not something I really look for that actively. But I saw the watch deck. I happened to glance up at the time. I'm like, hey, that's not what it's supposed to be at. Then he becomes top suspect.
Yeah, I do think that there's not too much to say. It's an interesting choice to add time that early on Veranda. So Veranda, you start with 4 minutes. Usually the time ads happen between the second and third minute, but yeah, I mean it was just kind of unfortunate. Although it's unfortunate, but also it was the result of him being really bold and time adding when you were right there. He made the choice to do it, so
That's
it's yeah. All right, well, I guess we'll just go on to the next one then, since that one's pretty quick.
true. Yep.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And I will spy view this time.
Yeah, I guess I'll take sniper. I'm interested to see how Heisman decide to play this one. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about instead, just getting places and doing things.
Yeah, well, Veranda has so much walking. Especially, although one interesting thing though is the party is split, which is really fortunate for the spy, where there's conversations on the exact opposite corner, where sometimes they get concentrated in the middle section. It's easy to guard. It's pretty hard to guard both sides right now.
I think there was a spy slide that Iceman missed. I feel like if you know you're watching for, it's a pretty annoying hard tell because it's pretty reasonable to catch.
Yeah, I mean, the spy side sucks because it's not. It's something that sometimes you're not even looking for it and you just see, which I hate. And it's just it never happens to the AI. They never do something quite like it. The only thing that's even close is like on gallery where they do that stop, and maybe if they're near someone, it could kind of look like a spy slide, but that's about it.
I actually think you can use spy slides somewhat as an anti-tell. Is if someone is in a spy slideable position and they don't spy slide, you can lolate them for it.
Well, especially on like
But-
great bounces where they force their way through like a really tight spot where they've had to they get in between two spots that they should have slid on.
I think the decision to highlight here is interesting. I think it might have either the fast leave or the fact that he knows there's been two statues is reasonable.
Let's see, are you? Yeah, you're just barely touching that circle. So that was actually a really great spot where you're not exactly on top of a model, but using the small conversation circle to make sure you actually get a 2 flirt seduction target. Let's see. What would I think would be your plan at this point? So you've inspected and seduced. I'm assuming you're. I guess you still have a choice between which one of the 3, 4 hardtails you want. Oh, and he's really suspicious of
Doesn't
you.
matter. I think the shot there seems to me to be a little fast. It seems like there was a fast talk into the contact, a little bit of a fast talk and a fast leave for the seduce,
Banana bread.
which I think get picked up all because of the fast leave from the statues.
Yeah.
You only did one cycle at the statue, so that's Pretty sure that's a hard tell.
One cycle statues you think is a higher tell? Interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 2, unless, green swap or something else comes off. There are a few exceptions, but yeah, if you catch it, it's pretty certain. Maybe he just barely saw it and he wasn't quite sure and he needed confirmation.
I think it might have been the fast lead because it doesn't look like I paused at all once I put the statue down, which I think is a mistake because I think I lost a different game.
Yeah,
like
possibly.
That.
Well, it definitely wasn't a mission that he saw unless he hallucinated a swap. So it's definitely something like either maybe he did see the spy slide, or he was just really suspicious of the quick leave. I mean, I agree that it was a pretty bold shot because, I mean, it was pretty early in the game, or at least it felt early in the game, and he immediately shot you. Like, he took no hesitation. He flipped right over.
Yeah. But I think there's enough to be potentially suspicious. But then a lot of how I play is I look for activity, and I feel like I was being very active at this point.
All right, Klitos, you want to take this one?
Sure, why not? Ballroom.
Yep.
Yeah, pick 4 of 6.
Oh,
Very
interesting.
fun.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to cast this one with Klitos then, because
Okay.
this is really interesting.
I know how much you like pick, Slappy.
I do. I just okay. So the thing about pick is, I always kind of like hate being in pick situations, but now that we have 8 missions, I feel a little bit better about Spy's ability to handicap, which is, it drives me nuts that we actually don't do 4 of 8 on high rise because snipers are still winning. But anyways, but pick was for a long time. I thought the only way you could really force snipers back down to like the 55 or 50% win rates was you just have them do pick 3 of 6 or something like that, where they can do all soft tells, but I still feel like they still lose the majority of the time. I actually liked pick, but pick 4 of 6 is pretty tough. That should be spy favored, or sorry, that should be very sniper favored.
Yep, we shall see.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh shit! We should actually even talk about the. So he took out swap and he took out purloin. So he kept in the obvious ones, I guess you could say. Like out of the 6 that are in there, those are probably the favored ones by most people.
Yeah, the mostly soft tells and.
I mean, he does have to do all of them though. He has to bug. He's got to contact and he's got to seduce them. No big deal there. But he has to fingerprint. Which, fingerprint is just one of those missions I wouldn't really want to do in pick, because let's say Amba just never really goes to a bookshelf, never really does.
Ooh,
Nice.
Off. Pretty good. I don't know what it looked like from sniper view, but.
Oh no, it was great. I was watching it from sniper view. If he was staring directly at it, you could have seen it, as always, but I don't think he was paying too much attention to it.
Okay, going for first fingerprint.
It seemed like he might have walked a bit far with that. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure if he walked far enough.
It's true. Well, let's see. So there's the 2 different things where.
There's like a random radius, right?
Exactly. Where they try to get close because that way, there's a bit that anti-tell where, if Ambo was on the other side of the map on veranda getting a book, where AI would know it, where a spy couldn't, and they were putting it down, so you had the thing where you had to get into a certain radius, then you would put it down.
Yeah, I remember the getting caught on that a few times.
Interesting that he would ever go to statue when he's got swap enabled, but he can't do it.
Yeah, that is an interesting choice. I don't know.
He could be trying to play the meta.
Lose suspicion.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though,
The
is
statue doesn't swap.
I guess that's true. Really quick putback. I mean, he was moving at the time, so I think that he's going to go away clean with it, but interesting.
Oh man, no seduce yet. That's going to be a big issue.
And he's going to try to start his seduction from the far side. He's going to have to be flirting and then run to the other side of the map and then flirting again. That's when I actually would have liked to see him pick up a statue, is after a flirt, and then he's just killing time with the statue.
Yep. Ooh, there we go. Seduction target leaves. That might be pretty helpful. Oh, to an empty CC, so he's gonna go
Oh, rough.
Somewhere.
The 2 highlights, too, are the ones that got the lowlights. He's the
Oh,
only
got
highlight
one.
left in the map. He does only have Seduce left, though, so it's still very possible.
Yep, snaps will be coming around the neighborhood again. Oh, pretty lucky here.
The one thing I'm kind of curious about was that when Snaps came back, that might have been about 45 seconds after the first flirt, so he might have just thought that he flirted with one of the, like, either red or purple dress twice.
Yeah, possibly. Uh-oh, this is gonna be a bit risky here.
He's got to get a green.
And he does not, and he gets shot anyway.
Ah, okay, so yeah, he wouldn't even won with the green. Very nicely done by Kikar then.
Yeah, what was it that got him? Let's see.
I'm guessing just the general suspicion for fingerprints and then the quick talk. Is that true, Kikar?
Possibly. I don't know. He's gone.
And coming back
Okay,
to the
here's-
same place.
Oh, right,
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
I think I was looking for people who could have been finishing, and he was literally the only person who could have been finishing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was unfortunate that he obviously didn't know it when he BB'd, because that was a good time to BB as far as amount of people outside, but both your highlights were outside of conversation, so you were like naturally tunneling.
That's kind of bad.
Yeah. Alright, I say we just hop on to the next one then.
Yep, let's go.
Okay, so it's 4 of 6 out of Bug, Contact, Swap, Seduce, Transfer, Inspect, and Transfer and Inspect are not in. Now, I'm just like I'm just gonna assume that he's not gonna visit statues, and that's why he put Inspect in. Was Iceman's gonna be real?
Do a swap.
Oh, that's true. That's interesting. So
Yeah.
okay, corner statue. Okay, so okay, I here's my theory. He's gonna go to a corner statue and near the end and swap. Because I think Iceman's going to assume Inspect, even though Inspect is not great on Ballroom. Inspect is one of the more overrated missions on Ballroom. As actually, I'm preaching to the choir, as you well know and known 3, yeah.
Know, yes, I've taken quite a lot of advantage of the fact that Inspect is pretty much life-threatening on this map.
Yeah. So I guess I mean, like, what do you think? Like, here's the thing I love about Pick and casting Pick is how much time you get to spend before the game just thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think when I challenged you, you did Pick on Veranda
Mhm.
on the ladder, and on one of the maps, or actually, I think both times I went with turning off, having Swap and Inspect off so I didn't have to visit statues.
Mhm.
That seemed to be a pretty good strategy since it's pretty likely that most spies will go to a statue once or twice on Veranda.
I put in Pick a few times for my replacements, and I think I had a really bad record on Pick. I don't think I'm actually great at Pick, because I'm really bad at looking at changing my mentality between games, where Pick you have to be able to be flexible, where it's a completely different game, where you have to assume away a couple of missions, or you can assume away a couple of missions, or just try to guard them all. But regardless, okay, so he's going to have to Bug, Contact, Swap, Seduce. I mean, Seduce is one of the only missions where I just have like an ironclad assumption that they're going to do it. It'd be pretty weird for someone to put Seduce into Pick and not do it. They'd have to be banking on a rush, basically.
Well, when I first started playing, I hated Seduce, and I often turned it off. But
It's true.
Yeah.
But anyways, any thoughts? Get started?
Yep, let's go.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Started with a drink, the bane of all of our existences.
Recently, the really bad thing about drinks or people starting with them is every once in a while, the ambassador takes a really long time to finish their drink, and then I see them about 20 seconds in with a drink and be like, oh yeah, call Toby over, grab a drink, and just have a worthless 3-sip drink.
Hey, kind of a far flirt, but unfortunate.
Another keycard miss on the flirt. AI has been hating him tonight.
Oh, and he's getting getting his revenge here. Well, not a bad start with 51%.
And I like the choice to reject Maybe if Purloin was on, he was going to take it just to
Banana bread.
clear it. Oh! I didn't even notice that the AMBA came, or the DA came in.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
nice
pretty
BB.
good. Oh, no, not too bad. Probably distracted with the banana bread. Pretty good time to bug.
Interesting. Well, he's gonna. I mean, I'm assuming he's just gonna run over. Is he gonna get there in time? Yes.
A little close, but yeah.
Yeah, he's close. I'm trying to see if he's actually touching. Yeah, I think with the 50%, because there's the 51% buffer. I think he's close enough for a green.
There
Yeah.
we go. Now he has to swap. Good luck.
Let's see. He might go for the corner statue.
Here, he would have been golden.
It's true.
You couldn't have predicted this though. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of pick.
I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't go next to Snaps, where Snaps is the middle
do him
statue,
at,
and then
head
just
statue. That would have been great.
yeah.
Oh, he's gonna try it now. He should have been a little bit closer and to the right a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm watching. Oh yeah, because you can barely just see it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what he's gonna do because Iceman's actually really keyed in on this.
Oh, why is he? He's waiting quite a bit for that. Okay, he's maybe just waiting for him to look away.
He bumped.
animation,
Yep.
Okay, so I like to wait for the statue to be shown to the sniper before I swap. So I wait for it to come back. So I was
Mhm.
waiting for that, but then it just wasn't going to the idle animation.
Actually, I like that move where it's you show them the statue, go here, look, it's not swapped, and then right before you set it down, you swap it, and you can kill some time just idling in front of it, and then you can. Well, what I would do is run for a conversation, try to dance. But yeah, no, I think that is a good idea. It's unfortunate that it takes so long that it clips.
Usually it goes pretty quickly, but I was just waiting and it was not happening. I'm like, okay, well, I might as well swap. And then as I swap, it decides to go to the side.
Yeah, well, my strategy on this, especially when I first started playing this game, was to stand real far to the right and close up so that the statue's sort of buried in the wall.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
All right, so let's see. I keep forgetting the score.
We're still tied. We're basically
Still tied?
for,
Gotcha.
for a while.
And as always, if someone's watching that
So
would
is
like
it
to jump in,
7-7 then?
feel free.
Yeah, it's 7. Shouldn't. Yeah, I guess it's 7-7.
Is it 7-7? I have it at 5-5, but I might be
Yeah,
behind.
it must be 7-7 because we're in courtyard 1 and it's tied.
Oh, wow. I'm really far behind then. Let me make sure. Oops. Yeah, no, I guess I just missed a few maps there.
Fury says that he's going to sleep. Or at least he said goodnight, so he's done for tonight, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me take the thing down. All right. All right. Who wants to take this one?
I guess I'll do this one. I think.
Yeah, I'll go again.
Okay, sounds good. Muting myself.
Yep.
All good.
Hey, just taking his drink, maybe a little bit too soon.
I think going into the useless conversation from the windows, maybe because it couldn't have been a flirt that came off. And
Ooh, look, lucky here. It's
Yeah.
that nice lucky flirt.
Yeah. Very nice.
Just hanging out, wasting some time.
Yeah.
Probably just waiting for the timer to tick down.
You think he's
Ooh,
going?
tempting bug here. Yeah, you're watching it pretty hard though.
Yeah. I think it would have been a good opportunity had it not been watching it. So maybe fake banana bread or something.
Yeah, or something.
That was a weird
He
lead.
kind of leaves at a bad time there with the animation cut, but
I don't know if I
Missed
catch
it.
animation cuts a lot.
okay, yeah. Well, apparently you did.
I've caught like a couple, but they're still not
Hey,
something
he
I'd be on.
goes for a swap, and you miss it.
Very possibly. I don't remember. I think I missed.
Okay, and a pretty bad path into the conversation also missed.
I believe I totally missed the swap this game for whatever reason. I think because the statues
Okay,
are
and
literally.
then a red test.
Banana bread.
Kind of a calamity of errors there, but you missed most of it, but the most important one.
Yeah, I think the statues were 1, 2, 3, if I remember correctly. So, the problem with Courtyard 1 and statues is to remember which statue is where.
Well, not well. I just remember relative positions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then I just go. Well, the only downside is I have to go circle all the way around to check. So if it's the last mission, sometimes I get around too late to check all of them again.
Right.
There's actually an interesting point about Courtyard 1,
Banana bread.
where... so I'm just watching the cough again. Courtyard 2, it doesn't really matter which direction you rotate. You just have to remember the pairs. Where it actually matters which direction you rotate in Courtyard 1. I mean, most people, what they do is they start memorizing statues. They see the front statue, which is the dark side of Turing on Courtyard 1, and then this, I guess that would be like a... If you're doing Turing facing down at 6 p.m., like a 7 o'clock statue or something like that, where usually you rotate in direction with the amba. You just rotate whatever direction the amba's in, that's the direction you rotate, try to catch an early bug. Where it's actually kind of weird, where if the amba's on the counterclockwise way, I actually might misremember statues in that same kind of way, where I'm trying to remember which statue I actually started with and which way I went, where I'm really consistent on Courtyard 2, or it doesn't actually matter on Courtyard 2. I just think it's interesting that Courtyard 1 actually has statues that are, you have to remember them individually, and then you have to remember which direction you rotated in.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know if I memorize them quite that way, but yeah, I don't pay attention to where I start exactly. I just remember the pattern.
Gotcha. Anyways, all right. So rubber match, if I'm not mistaken. So match point for Kikar.
Yeah, I'm up
yes,
for match.
possibly.
So if I win this one, I've won. If not, we go to overtime. So hype overtime.
Woo! Everybody
right.
loves overtime.
Yep.
It's true, except for the people playing.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I got into 2 overtime matches so far. They were
Yeah,
pretty good.
one was against me, and I think you just brutally destroyed me.
Was that the one where I did? I actually did almost all of the missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one
I feel
away.
like that's how overtime goes, though. Is either you catch them early or you don't catch them. I don't know.
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the last person I played in overtime,
You
I don't
played
remember.
Bloom, I think.
Bloom, yeah, okay, yeah, he did. He got 1 mission done, and I took it was a pretty ridiculous shot. I probably shouldn't have done it, but yeah.
I actually had the same thing happen to me as Kikar, except for I got no missions done.
Yeah, I shot you. It was a pretty great shot.
It was a great shot. Like, no, it was a legitimately great shot. Like, it happened far enough in the game where I wish that I had like 2 missions done. You know, where it's still gonna be like ridiculously hard, but I don't have to just take a random shot. Like, I should have had 2 missions done, and then it'd be a ridiculously bad score. But I had none done, and I just had to shoot randomly.
Yeah, it's sort of a terrible position to be in to have to like just shoot. Like,
It's kind of nice. Like, I would say my least favorite one is them doing 1 mission, because. Or I guess they'd have to do 2 to actually win it, but being like 2 at 8, so like that, where I don't have to stress out about the shot. I'm just gonna shoot someone. Where if it's 2 missions, 1 to tie and the second to win, I feel like I can wait a little bit, but I also don't have that much time to wait, so it's more stressful. I have to think about it.
Yeah, well, you don't have that much time because it's pretty easy to do. 2 missions. You can just
True.
BB crash bug something like that.
Anyways, all right, I'll hop in for this one. Who else wants to do?
I'll cast it. It's fun.
Okay. All right, let's see. So Kikar is a spy, so I'll be hopping in as spy view, and let me make sure all the stuff's ready. Yep, all good. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So it's interesting being in the spot as spy, where it's a little bit more comfortable as sniper. Ooh, interesting. I like this. Yeah. I like it because you know that you just have to. Although, did you? No. Wait, how about? Did you? Did it happen? Oh yeah, it did happen. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, right on Courtyard 1. Because you know that you just have to. They're going to be really pressed to shoot this match because they have to win to put into overtime.
Yep. I also like time ads like every so often. I almost never time ad, so I do when I do it once in a while. I assume that my opponent typically won't catch it. That looks very odd.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if you were going for a briefcase there, but that was interesting for a double.
To get the fingerprintable statue, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking about going to the other statue to get the other fingerprints, I think. But then my ST decides to get it instead.
Kind of tough when your ST is at that little statue. She was there for a long time, but you need to get progress on it. Also, it sucks that you have to visit statues twice on the map, obviously.
This is a reasonable time to BB, I think. I guess people are leaving. Am I not banana breading? Is that? Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go. No, that's actually that's a real great banana bread. Like it's gonna be what, one hardcore low light, and then if he really wants to force the issue, he can get that other conversation without a DA in it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a white test, and I think that adds suspicion. Unfortunately.
Mm. And he's been taking early shots. He's got a few suspects, but I think what you really need is another suspect to visit statues again. You really need Blue Dress to visit again, or I guess one of the highlights also.
The challenge on this map is trying to win without statues, and unfortunately, it's pretty difficult. Like, fingerprint doesn't help, because you sort of need to go to statues to do fingerprint.
Yeah, you have to have them. You have to get lucky with the purloin. Sorry, not purloin. Drink.
Odd pathing.
Yeah, I think it happened mostly off screen, where when people are in transit on the map, they're not really paying attention to it unless they're near a. He thought about it.
Yeah, that shot looked like it was gonna come off. I thought it was gonna happen. Maybe it'll happen for statues here.
Yeah, if he was worried about it the first time, well, he keeps. It must just be the fact that it's the last game, and he really doesn't want to shoot the wrong person.
But as soon as I go try to finish my flirts, I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah, probably. Like, I mean, if he's come twice to shooting you, I feel like anything you do, gonna get you killed. He's really torn though.
Yeah. I think he was very unsure about that, but he had enough suspicion that he decided it was worth taking the shot, which was reasonable. I think it was a reasonable shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about like how next time I would do it differently, and maybe just spacing out the foots a bit longer, waiting longer. But it's hard to do it. I think I was already suspicious for whatever reason.
But it seems like the inspect is just so hard on this map.
Yeah.
It really is kind of suicidal.
Yeah.
Intermissions equals points, which is always a good thing.
Exciting.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I think that Kletos and I'll have to take this one because you definitely will remember the outcomes of these two.
I will not take it, but I will tell you that Iceman chose to play Spy, so I chose Veranda. Just if you care about who chose what.
Oh, gotcha.
Interesting to choose Spy. Usually, choosing snipers.
I'm actually torn on that.
I think some people have argued that choosing Spy is the right decision.
No,
I'm
definitely,
a,
it's a
I'm
lot
a
of people.
sniper first kind of guy most of the time, and especially here, I want to know what what I need to aim for when I'm spying.
But I
You
like
get
knowing
that
when to
comfortableness
stop.
if you shoot them after 2 missions or 3 missions, you know you can get 2 soft tells and then crash bug or something like that, and you know
That's fair.
Yeah, that always is nice, but I I don't like being in the position where I have to make a really, really, really early shot. So, I mean, I'm actually pretty torn on it because you also need to know how early in the match you actually have to shoot. I think I like Spy first just because, at least recently, I like just getting back to like a meta where I get back to like 4 missions done or something like that, where I can just play a normal game of any 4 of something, and then I just can get really comfortable in the last game because I hate being stressed out in the very last game in the second of a missions equals points because you have to play 2 missions equals points. That's gonna happen. So I like being comfortable in the final game, which is why I prefer to go Spy first.
Yeah, well, I did in both mines. I did one of each, and I don't know. I guess it was both about the same for me. I played like a madman when I was spy first,
Mhm.
and somehow it worked. I don't know.
I definitely think that
I'm bad at
it's
this
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently I guess that's clear, but yeah.
I like that there's actually a lot of different layers. I can see it both ways. Where usually, like in the ladder, use sniper first because sniper has an advantage, and you'd like to be able to just I don't know serve first essentially. So there's not much dispute about whether to spy or
I
snipe
actually
first.
don't know. I agree with you. I think spying first is because if you win as your spy game first, then you have the advantage.
Well, it depends on which one it is because definitely I don't like spying first on anything where missions equals point is not the tiebreaker. It's a win by 2 scenario. I like the sniper being under pressure to feel like they need to do something, like they really need to win this game, which makes them shoot a little bit more often. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I could see it either way, but on this I liked doing sniper first. Just I like knowing what my goal is as spy, and I like having a target to aim for.
here's one thing that I'm actually bummed about. I think that fingerprint should immediately be put into missions equals point and the tiebreaker because fingerprint is so interesting in missions equals points because do you go for it early or not? Do you consider it a guaranteed thing? Because it's very unlikely that an AI is going to do both those things and not idle around because you have to do as many missions as you can. I feel like fingerprint's great. It gets really balanced in missions equals points, and I think it should be immediately added.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for it to not be in missions equals points.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but it wasn't included because currently it's not allowed in Veranda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
No,
sense.
no, no. Yeah. Yeah. It's not your call. It's Kaylee's call and Kaylee's dirty camper. Anyways. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm all set. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. And honestly, for these last 2, we can actually just have 3 people casting them if Kikar wants to jump in for stuff.
Okay, going for a flirt. Looks like. No, he waited too long. Now he's stuck there for a little bit.
I always usually look at the spy in Mission Skills Point, but it's also really interesting to see what kind of strategy a sniper uses with their highlights. Because usually highlights are just, oh, okay, they're really suspicious or something like that. But a lot of snipers actually change their highlighting style to how many missions could they have completed before they actually really want to shoot them.
Oh, jeez, he's going for a hard tail right away. Yep, looks like pretty risky.
Oh, he goes for the manual, which
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised.
User joined your channel.
Did someone say cast M equals B?
Yep,
Yes, mission equals points.
we're in the first one, but there's guaranteed to be 2. All right, so he took the microfilm out, which I feel like nuts.
Yeah, that's just a waste.
Well, like maybe if it was like one of the last things you do. Also, you check the watch twice in a row right there, which was interesting.
Doing the action test on the microphone is really dangerous on M equals P because you can just get shot for 0 missions.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like the
exactly.
first thing you
Especially
do.
'cause that was the very first thing he did was going for that.
Well, he's gonna pick up in specs. He's not highlight yet, but I'm assuming he's gonna get highlight. It's pretty easy
Yep,
highlight
there we go.
on missions equals points. The main thing you really have to do as Spy is also keep your cool about pathing and keep your cool about not cutting animations. It is the worst to die for pathing or animations.
You also have to just get missions done if the sniper is not, like, if the sniper is not gun trigger happy, then you have to get missions done.
I don't like where this is going.
Yes,
He's gonna do an AT.
Don't, please don't.
I'm watching this with the,
Oh God.
10-second
Oh,
delay.
good.
Is it really? Is it really?
Zero,
Yeah. There it
zero.
is.
That's why you do sniper first.
This is okay. This is like Kikar. This is Kikar. He's done this twice now, where he's just all he has to do in the second one is avoid the random shot. Although that was a random shot for my one versus Kikar and Courtyard 2 with what, like 10. This one has like 20 people, or no, like 15 people that are actually shootable.
Okay, who wants to cast this next game?
I think we just all cast this one. I feel like it's going to be pretty short.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm not in casting mode. I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty short.
I think the only thing to talk about is the strategy that I choose to deal with it.
All right.
Do nothing, right?
I think it's just
Yeah.
like, just do a single swap and then then you win or something.
Well, it's not even
No.
that. Like he has to. Well, I guess you could just do anything. You could bug. You can flirt even. Like you could just do nothing and assume a shoot.
But why bug? Because even those can fail.
It's true. That's actually true. That's a good point on the bug where you don't want to. I guess the one things you don't want to do. You don't want to transfer because you might not make it to the wrong bookcase in time, and you don't want to do 2 action tests where you actually have to physically get the book in there, and they might have enough time to shoot you fair.
You want to
I
banana
would say
bread.
Yeah.
Purloin is about the safest thing.
Yeah, Purloin's yeah, Purloin's pretty good because they'd have to shoot you in anticipation of it. The same thing happens to swap if they really think you're gonna swap.
I think the safest thing is just banana bread because it's who am
Yeah.
I kidding? Seduce and banana bread are the safest ones.
Yeah.
I
Well, the only
I would just do nothing for quite a while.
Yeah, same. If I had no missions, I would just exactly leave on AI control, not even take a chance,
And
and
I
that you
wouldn't
do
even
pathing.
that. I would make sure I didn't go to any statues or anything like that, because that's when I played Bloom, and I only had to do 2. The first thing he did was shoot somebody at statues.
Oh, nice.
Like the first person to pick up metal statues, he shot, and
I guess that makes sense because obviously you just inspect swap, and once that's done, it's over.
Yeah, I was just sitting around just deciding what to do, and he shot, and that was it. And so
All right.
I'm guessing it's not going to be too much different here.
That's why missions equals points needs a threshold. Like you can't just say, "Oh, we're just going to do 1 set of missions equals points."
No, I agree. Like I think it's become accepted as a tiebreaker, which is important for there to be a 1-round tiebreaker, and that's kind of nice. Well, mostly 1 round. I mean, you can tie in missions equals points and go again, but it has its function there. But I think that if you're actually playing missions equals points as a set, I agree. The threshold thing really helps out. But yeah, so yeah, everyone's all set, ready to play this probably really short.
This exciting match.
Very exciting.
All right, starting in
It's not
3,
really.
2, 1, go. All right, I see it. Whoop. I mean, he's just gonna. He's actually waiting kind of a while.
Yeah, maybe he's going to stay on AA
It's
control.
kind of interesting that Iceman sucked to the far left, like because that's where all the AI were.
It's true. I don't know what Iceman's waiting for. I mean, I
Maybe
think his
just
best
first-
chance.
Maybe just first person to, I don't know.
I mean, someone has a
I
statue.
want to shoot the first person to get a statue is because obviously they're not gonna
Yeah.
they're not just not gonna rush statue swap.
I don't know what that was.
I think you just. I'm guessing. Did she? Oh yeah, she walked in there late, so maybe you thought it was a BB. Where Vera was saying like best mission is BB. So what you do is you wait until there's someone in conversation. There's only one DA in conversation, and it's that guy. And
Yeah,
so
it's a reasonable guess.
Yeah,
And
I
That's why you do. That's why you do Purloin.
collided with the double agents a little bit.
yeah, actually, that's not too bad of a shot even. Like considering what he actually had to do was, he saw that all the DAs were out of conversation. Keycard, wasn't taunting him yet with the fact that he'd won, and so first DA to go into conversation, then the next person to go in there, and he just shoots them before they even get the chance to talk.
Looks like Brown-Dress is following him into the conversation too.
Right. I mean, I actually, and I like Keycar's play. This is what I would do too, is AI control. Like, you definitely do run the risk of they might go to statue first, and then you decide I might get pot shot. But I just really would not want to lose due to some kind of pathing thing. If I trusted pathing more, or trusted my pathing more, to be said, I probably wouldn't. But I hate the idea that I get killed for pathing.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I would just park myself in a conversation for a while or something like that.
It's true. Like, if you can get to a conversation, you can sit there, and as long as they're not watching for no-talk animations, which I'm sure they're not going to, you can basically do nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not exactly hard to talk when you're supposed to.
It's true.
Unless you're a checker.
I'd like to talk a little bit about what the other people are doing. We have Blue Danger at the blue shelf, but he's kind of too far out to really do anything useful, and that's kind of like ostensibly one of the a pretty hard one to do. So you don't want to pay attention too hard on Blue Danger. Green Dress, she didn't swap yet, so like you either have to just shoot or like shoot or ignore. So you just ignore that. White and light blue aren't doing much on the left, other than talking a bunch of times together. I mean, they could be like trying to flirt, like wait for like the 45-second timer, just flirt and then flirt again.
I'm just amazed by the patience of Iceman. I think he actually did take a pretty good shot, all things considered. I mean, Veranda's one of the worst maps to have to do this on. I mean, also great job to Kikar for getting a shot off before any missions were done again, and then just getting to cruise in.
Yep, that was pretty interesting set.
No, it's yeah. I mean, Mission Spoil Points is so weird where it's so different from the rest of the sets you had to play, where all of a sudden being tossed into Mission Equals Points when you don't know that for sure that it's going to happen is just such a strange, stressful thing.
I think for both players as well, like it's stressful for Sniper because you like literally the longer you wait, the further you get behind. Whereas normally the longer you wait, normally the better you are off. And with Spy, it's also stressful because all of a sudden, like normally you'd be okay with like 4 missions, but now all of a sudden you're expecting to maybe do 3 missions. And you know that you have to make up for whatever you do on the sniper round.
Yeah, when I did mine against Kikar, it was just my goal was just to get as much done as quickly as possible, and I just wound up doing all the missions pretty much.
Yeah.
It was just it was actually kind of crazy. I was playing just weird. I couldn't believe I got away with some of that craziness.
I think I loaded you at some point for something. I don't even remember.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was at the statues for a long time, kind of going back and forth. I thought that would get me for sure.
What's kind of weird is if you go on 328.4, green dress looks like she has Mr. Fantastic arms from Sniper View.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's kind of like that. I remember like the old yoga poses and stuff like that.
Almost those. Those type of bugs will be more incredible with the new art.
That's true. Well, I mean, I guess that's. I mean, considering all the bugs that have been found just when checkers been messing around with it and doing the blog stuff like that, I'm assuming that there'll be a lot to be found in game because he can't possibly test it out enough.
Yeah, they're pretty hilarious so far. all the floating and whatnot.
And somehow he has to be rewriting something in the midst of that, or else he's obviously not just swapping the old models and just putting in the new models. He's actually rewriting something core in the game in order for those bugs to exist.
She also has Mr. Fantastic arms at the very end of the game, when she's just throwing up her arms and it's like, I think they're bending. Like, I think are they longer? They look weird. Not actually sure if they're longer.
It's also kind of weird that's like green, like at 328.3, Green Justice is looking completely downwards instead of at the, I guess the assumption is that if you're at the statues, you're always looking downwards at the statues. But over here, it just looks like she's doing a Superman pose.
But apparently, we might get new characters tomorrow. I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah, Checo said that posted something on the blog. He's been doing the daily updates.
There's going to be.
He said that Monday he might implement the new characters for us to test.
There's going to be pretty. I think there's going to be some pretty fun bugs with Mr. Wheels because he's going to he wants to implement a new movement system for Wheels.
Right.
Oh, Mr. Flesh Wheels.
Yeah.
Mr.
I feel like we should start calling him Mr. Lecter.
Makes sense.
Xavier. I don't know.
Is the new art going to be on? Is it going to be the simple modern one, or is it going to be actual like the? I'm assuming it's not the high rise one.
No, he wants to put that on high rise, and he's actually implementing it on Ballroom. He has like a video of it on Ballroom.
Okay. You guys can paint me as like a non-believer and stuff like that. I don't think high rise is going to be done. Oh God, was that Checker?
Hello.
All right, good. I don't believe in Checker.
Oh, hi, sorry. There's a stutter.
But yeah, I would be very surprised if High Rise is finished by the time PAX is here in 2 weeks.
I think he's just going to like shove the new arts into High Rise.
He could do that, or you mean
Well,
like just
what
the
he
new
does
characters in
every
the old art?
year is he spends like 24 hours a day programming for the last week.
Yeah,
Like last year, he barely got the new art in. He was working overtime, overnight at PAX, just programming in the corner to get it up for the second day.
So what you're saying is we should have like host our own like SpyParty or our own game convention for the week after, and then for the week after that, and then the SpyParty gets done soon, right?
Yep, just put a fire
and
under
then
his
Chris
stomach.
dies from lack of sleep. Yeah.
Weekly SpyParty convention.
Hey, at least no bugs will be introduced.
Okay, well, I'm off to bed. See you guys some other day.
Yep.
Night, Cletus.
You
Oh, yeah.
are disconnected from your channel.
Thanks to all you guys for hopping in, casting and stuff like
this is
that.
Fun. We should do.
Did you cast everything already?
Yeah,
I think we did. We just casted two sets. I mean, this one was kind of impromptu, where there wasn't any warning, which was definitely in the. I wasn't expecting to do it today, but Tobo and Cleto, or sorry, not Tobo and Cletos, Tobo and Kaylee had problems right before they were about to stream, so I just threw it together. But hopefully, we'll actually do this regularly, like maybe every other week, maybe even every week. I mean, obviously, if we did every week.
The actual cast.
Yeah, take over the actual cast.
I want to get Checker to do /host on SpyParty fans, so people are actually in channel, or people are actually watching.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, well, one thing is, like, last time we got a bunch more people involved because they were actually warned beforehand that it was going on. This time was a bit smaller, but this time we actually get VODs, so I'll be able to post those up.
Canadian, what did you think of your set with Blood Wolf? Like, the reason why I picked Kikar and Iceman was, we picked Kikar.
I remember that AI did a lot of weird stuff, and I was mad about it. It was a good set, though. It was close.
Yeah, for some, like, we've been complaining about AI a lot this set.
I feel like they've been doing. They just did a lot of weird things. Like every game, something weird was happening that I don't see often. It's
I'd
weird.
say, like, they've been very weird, like, in that first set Spy. I just think that they've screwed the Spy over quite a few times.
There's like an uprising.
Yeah.
The AI are growing restless.
We're tired of getting shot. Well, no, well,
They're
spies
trying to
usually
get shot. That's what they're doing to me. They're doing weird things, stopping in the middle of nowhere, moving to other side of convos without briefcasing.
Oh, and Slappy thought he saw like the ambassador just drop the briefcase for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, no, he did. I think his spot got taken, though. I think it was kind of reasonable where anytime he's stopped moving, when he's in his idle position, he can drop it. And so I think his spot got taken. He did the AI thing where you pause instead of move, and then he just put it, but he did put it down in the middle of nowhere.
That's kind of interesting because that kind of implies that you can take a drink in the middle of nowhere if someone takes your spot.
That's true. I think that.
It'd be tough to because Toby doesn't have that much time to get to you.
No, I
And
meant
you
like
shouldn't
take a
just
sip from your hand, like.
Oh yeah,
sip.
that might happen.
But that's also a very interesting anti-tell for the ambassador, so you can polite the ambassador for that.
Guaranteed AI.
Fantastic.
But yeah, no, I plan on having more of these. And obviously, the other thing though is people can just grab it whenever they want. Like, even if I'm not around, anyone can stream the SpyParty thing. It's pretty easy. You just set yourself to mute when you're not casting, and anyone can do it.
Well, not necessarily on this channel.
That's true. That's true. I think Warning Track will give the key out for this channel though to anyone that he knows. It's like maybe not someone like just like 10 games, something like that, but like anyone that's actually part of the community. I'm pretty sure Warning Track would give out the stream key to it because I think he wants this to be like an unofficial fans stream.
It also ties in with the website that he's developing.
Yeah,
I believe.
is that up yet, or is he just still working on that?
I think he's still working on it, but I don't know what the deal with it is. You should go back to Panopticon while we're talking, and go escape the map again.
I actually don't even know how to do that consistently, and I don't know how I was able to do it that time. I was just accidental. I know Wodar knows pretty well how to do it. Oh, this is actually kind of a cool spot on veranda I didn't know about. Get inside of the little building.
It's a pretty useful spot if you want to know who's on the other side. Like, if I'm at the statues near the blue bookshelf, I'll always peek on the right side to see who's in conversation and whether or not it's a good time to banana bread on the left side. So it's kind of like cheating on knowing more than you're supposed to know. Also,
I don't know why you can't just see through that the entire time. I guess it's purposeful, but
I mean, but they're windows, so.
I think it would be nice for that to be see-through normally on veranda.
Or just like you can press a key to go Superman mode and just see through walls and stuff like that. See what's going on in the party.
I mean, I think a key to go Superman mode in general would be fun, just for fun of it.
Yeah, like especially the part where he's immune to bullets.
And that'd be kind of like just a really huge balcony, though, because then, the sniper can always see everything, though.
What if only the spy could see through? I don't know.
I mean, like, make it like those polarized glass.
All right, though. Regardless, good stream.
Actually, kind of the interesting thing is that now that we're done streaming, we have a lot more viewers.
They somehow knew that we were done, and all of a sudden became much more interesting.
Yeah. I'll let you close up.
Yeah. All right. No, there's not too much to close up. Grats to let's see, Magician and Kikar. Yeah. All right. Grats to Magician and Kikar.
I asked Magician this about the proper way to spell it, and he prefers it Magic Ian.
Magic Ian.
Yeah, Magic Ian.
Fury's lying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The Veer doesn't seem like the kind of person to lie.
Would Viri ever lie to you?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I would, but only when it's funny.
All right. With that, I'm gonna close down the stream.